Hey, welcome to the foundations of selling. Not going to take a lot of time here, but I'm going to peel back the onion. I'm going to reveal to you everything, in my opinion, that you need to know when it comes to the foundation of selling. Now, I've developed this philosophy through, reading tons of popular books, watching tons of YouTube videos, a lot of real estate training courses, a lot of real estate investing, entrepreneurship, as well as being in corporate America and telecommunications for over 20 years. So I think I have a pretty good bead on what it takes to sell. So I'm not a person who feels that it's necessary to talk over and over. So what I want to do is just streamline this. We're going to look at my outline of what it takes. We're going to look at my references, and it's up to you to be the judge. It's not for me to convince you. It's for you to be the judge of if you believed in this material. So we're going to start by sharing the screen. Mike Ferry, in his infinite wisdom, was able to conceptualize the foundations of selling in a very concise and effective way. So I like to start out with that structure, in which there are 4 pillars when it comes to foundations of selling. You have the mindset, which everyone always talks about the mindset, but you have to develop a mindset. You have to develop skills. You have to take actions, and you have to have ongoing activities. When it comes to mindset, what's going on in your head about a particular subject, which is a person, place, or thing. So you have to first identify what's going on in your head and what you actually think about this. Now, I'm going to have reference videos that will reinforce this training, but just follow the outline. Listen, number one, you cannot be neutral. You got to have an opinion about something, whether it's positive or negative. You have to have thoughts and opinions, and you have to be satisfied with your thoughts. Thoughts can evolve. Thoughts will evolve. Opinions will evolve based on different encounters and experiences, but you have to have an opinion. If you're neutral about something, it's a no-go. Webster's definition of mindset is a mental attitude or inclination. Mike Ferry, he has a 12-point sales system, and he asked in his training, the first thing you have to ask yourself is you have to form an opinion and ask yourself, do I actually believe that this sales system will work? It starts with belief. What's in your mind controls what comes out of your mouth. So if you ever encounter something and you constantly have negative attitude, negative responses to it, it starts with your mind. Let's just look at his 12 bullet points. Number 1, manage your time. Number 2, prospect every day. Every day. Number 3, follow up on centers of influences. Number 4, follow up strongly on leads. Number 5, pre-qualify every buyer. Number 6, pre-qualify every seller. Number 7, showing properties professionally. Number 8, making strong listing presentations. Number 9, handling objections in a way that people can respond. Number 10, closing for a signature. Number 11, negotiating a contract. And number 12, starting over again the next day. Okay, that's basically it. And guess what, guys? This is on YouTube. I didn't have to spend thousands of dollars to learn the basics of selling. The information is there. You just have to apply it. Now we'll talk about the skills. We must obtain and constantly improve getting contracts signed by buyers and sellers. Okay, that's the bottom line. A renter is a buyer. Okay, well, a landlord is a seller. Okay, so but without getting contracts, there is no business. We saw and we heard Webster defines skills being the ability to use one's knowledge that comes from effective training and readiness in execution of performance. I have a copy of Mike Ferry's script book, which I purchased and is available to any of my agents or associates that wants this. We also have role-playing sessions scheduled on our monthly calendar. Hey, email me, get a copy of the scripts, begin to memorize the scripts, begin to personalize the scripts, and begin to practice the scripts. Get confidence in what you're doing. What you're doing is getting contracts signed by buyers and sellers. That's what you're in the business of doing, okay? All right, section 2 of skills, handling the objections. All right, now, again, I recommend you watch Mike Ferry videos on YouTube. I also need to include, and I will include here, Brian Buffini's 100 Days of Greatness, which I have gone through his program. I have found value there. He does talk a lot about handling objections, and he does so in a nice movie-like, video production, so that you get a clear picture of how that goes. But in particular, I really like Jordan Belfort's Way of the Wolf. Now I have the audio book, but there's several chapters in there where he's dealing with the objections, and he mentions things like looping patterns in the conversation and how you take an objection and you deal with the objection and you come right back to loop to ask for the sale. I definitely recommend The Way of the Wolf as a training guide or as a training aid. Also, with a different approach is Chris Voss's Never Split the Difference. Go ahead and get the audio book on Audible of that as well, and you will hear different strategies and tonality and how you calm down situations, deal with hostile people. Those are very, very good resources for learning how to handle objections. But again, practice with your children, practice with your family, practice with your coworkers, practice with us here at the brokerage, and just constantly put yourself in situations where you have to handle objections and re-loop back into closing the deal. Prospecting, he definitely talks about prospecting. Prospecting is the bloodline of a sales business, okay? If you don't have any clients, you don't have a business. If you're not out prospecting, if you're not out trying to figure out where to get business, then you don't have a business. I recommend, as one of your first prospecting resources, is Mr. Steve Ferry, the owner of or the founder of Exit Realty. Definitely go through his accelerated farming book. That book is in the resource center. It's an audio book. I was also given a paperback copy of that when I first joined Exit. He goes through in detail how to farm, what farming is prospecting, how to farm for business. Okay. Also, I provided you here two YouTube videos for how Mike Ferry, how he deals with his past clients and how he creates a center of influence. And he goes in detail about what a center of influence is and how you market to them and how you obtain leads from them. I mean, there's several ways to prospect, but those are great ways. And also, again, I'll go back to 100 Days of Greatness. Brian Buffini has a book called Um, it's a referral book. I just read the book, Business by Referrals, Business by Referrals by Buffini. And this one is, for those who are very socially connected, and for those who have a base. Everyone has their center of influence. Everyone has their people, their friends, family, co-workers, colleagues, past clients. Buffini's whole strategy is about utilizing your group that you already have in place, and cyclically reaching out, building your relationship with them, and asking for referrals. If they know someone that you can help, they can put you in place with someone. And he also has a great CRM tool where he will show you how to categorize each person that you have in your contact list. Are they A, B, C, D? If an A would be someone that would be very likely to refer business to you, all the way down to D's, and how to actually market to them, how to actually communicate with them, how often, what type of communication you should have with them, and how to receive the referrals. So I definitely recommend referrals, Business by Referrals. It's a very easy book to read, and you won't be wasting your time. Pre-qualifying, that's very important. Especially in our market, we have, in the Odenton, greater Baltimore, Annapolis area, Bowie, that's the area where we concentrate in, and even down to DC. It's very expensive in this area. Most of our current market for sale is above $500,000. New bills in Odenton are starting out at about $800,000. So you have to learn how to pre-qualify. Rentals are $3,000. So you don't want to waste a bunch of time with people who don't qualify. So you need to learn the process of how to qualify. Now, we'll have additional trainings of how to qualify people, how to qualify renters, how to qualify new construction buyers, how to qualify people who are looking for a resale home, how to qualify people who are trying to sell their home. We have created internally questionnaires that you can send out to prospects to get them to answer questions, so that you can get a better understanding of where they are in the sales process. Sales presentations. The good thing about Exit is once you join, if you haven't joined already, you will be provided sales presentations in a PowerPoint form or PDF form that can be customized. Very vivid, very good presentations that you can send through your phone to any prospect, whether they be another agent that you're going to bring into the business, whether they be a buyer or a lister. Click of the button through the Resource Center, through your mobile Business Connect app. You'll send the presentation out, and we'll have in our role-playing training, you'll be able to practice on how to present this information, or how to respond to any questions that your presentation may bring about. Asking for the signature. That's why I really like The Way of the Wolf, and of course Mike Ferry. Now, some people criticize these people for being harsh or kind of in your face. But the truth of the matter is, when it comes to asking for the signature, meaning getting the buyer broker or the representation agreement signed, getting the contract signed, getting your client to actually stop walking through housing, looking at properties, and actually purchase a property, that's a skill. Learning how to ask for the signature is a skill. And these two gentlemen are experts at getting the signature. you need to learn how to be an expert as well. Watch the videos, listen to the content, apply it to yourself. Negotiating a contract, learn and practice negotiating. That all is in role play. Everything, practice. It's just like any sport. Practice, and be ready. And time management. My old mentor, real investor, Sherman Ragland, he was very, very good at managing his time. And I learned a lot about time blocking and time management when I was with their organization. You just have to set aside time. If you don't know what time blocking is, do the research, but you need to set aside 2, 3, 4 hours at a time to get your business handled. Go lock the door, go to an office, go to a Starbucks, wherever you need to go, block the time. Don't answer phone calls, don't answer text messages, and get your business handled. Very important. And those are the skills that you need to be an effective salesperson. All right, we're going to go through these relatively quickly. The activities, you heard what Mike Ferry said. There are certain real estate activities that have to be done to be highly productive in this business. The definition, of course, is something that is done as work for a particular purpose, right? The purpose in this business is commission-based sales production. In case you don't know, the way to get paid as a sales agent is through commissions. If you're leasing a property, the first month's rent, or at least half of the first month's rent, would be your commission for bringing a buyer or a renter to a property to lease it. But it's all based on commission. Now, the eventual goal is for you to make enough money so that you can own properties outright, rent them out, and you receive income based on rental. But as a salesperson, it is commission-based. And the action, concentrate on doing the most productive actions of your time. As he said, sitting on social media, creating great artwork, and marketing is not your most productive and valuable activity or action. You must prospect. You must look for business, okay? And you must qualify and vet. Now, in order to do these things effectively, you have to have systems, okay? Checklists, processes, policies, and procedures. Those are your systems. Your job has to be to find systems that are proven and that work, implement them into your business, and manage those systems. That is what your action needs to be in order to be successful. You can't be the one that makes the calls, that goes to the appointments, that follow up, that asks for the signature, that negotiates with this person, that completes all of the tasks and all of the transactions that must be coordinated in order to close, that works with the title. You can't do it all and be productive. If you have to be involved in every step, every action, then you're only going to do 1 or 2 deals a year, and you're going to get burned out and get exhausted. You have to put systems in place, meaning you have to once you figure out the process of how to do something, you're going to have to probably pay someone or allocate a portion of the money that you're going to make for someone else to do that service. That someone else could be a virtual assistant, that someone else could be a partner in business, could be a family member. It could be a piece of software that can do it, that you have to pay monthly for. In the entrepreneurial business, you have to pay for apps, you have to pay for things, okay? Now, everything is, if you're not doing any business, then you don't need to be paying for a lot of things. But once you do 1 or 2 deals and you make $10,000, $20,000, you need to reinvest in your business. But as you're doing something, as you're learning how to do something, you need to be writing those things down. Your best action or best activity is to write down the things that you learn how to do. When someone gives you a plan, someone gives you a system, you learn that system and you implement it into your own business. That's how you create a group of systems, and that's how you automate your business. And that's the only way you're going to survive, is to eventually automate your business. Otherwise, you're going to get burned out, lose interest, and not make enough money because of all of the expenses that it takes to run a business. All right. So that is what your most productive actions are. Again, it does start with your mindset, but don't spend a lot of time debating. If you don't believe it, find something else. Don't try to convince yourself. Just find something you do believe in, because a lot of people get stuck in the mindset phase, trying to get convinced. And then the questions just constantly keep them from even starting. Believe in the system. Believe that no person is perfect, because we are human. But if you know someone has been successful in something, it's okay to believe that they know what they're talking about. Get the systems down, get the processes down, and work on your business. And remember my motto as we close here: learn and do. Stop worrying about other people's business and take care of your own. I hope this training has helped you. You now have the foundations of selling. Use this. Go back and watch these videos, this video in particular. And until the next time, peace.